Hello, YouTube. This is multijamesbondfan back, and this time I'm going to be talking a little bit about Five Finger Death Punch, another one of my favorite bands. It's going to be kind of like a sort of a ranking video, but sort of me just talking about the band. They formed in 2005, and their first album. Yet they formed in 2005 and originally had two songs at that time when they first started, with The Bleeding and The Way of the Fist, two great songs by them, maybe two of their best that they've ever done. Their first album is this one right here, The Way of the Fist from 2007. Now this was originally out by Firm Music, I believe, right there, and I'm glad to have this particular copy. This one is an unedited version. I have some of my Five Finger Death Punch albums are edited versions, and I'll get to that in a bit. This one, it's got Ashes, The Way of the Fist, Salvation, The Bleeding, A Place to Die, The Devil's Own, White Knuckles, Can't Heal You, Death Before Dishonor, Meet the Monster. Then bonus songs on this particular one, Never Enough, Strange and Fiction, and then there's an acoustic version of The Bleeding. All these songs are good songs. This is a really good first album for these guys. Ivan Moody is the front man of the band. They also have right here at this time, Zoltan Bathory was doing guitars. Jeremy Spencer was doing the drums. Matt, I'm a little unsure how to say his last name. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. I'm a little unsure. Matt looks like, I don't know if I want to say it. He's on bass. And then Dale Roberts on guitar. These guys they started out of I believe it was Las Vegas, Nevada, Sin City. And I noticed, if I look at this seriously reminds me of Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. If you look at the album cover for that and look at this, it reminds me of a lot of it. And if I think about it, like how they have like a mascot on this. He seems to be on like every album. This skull-looking guy. It reminds me of Rattlehead from Megadeth. And yeah, this is a very good album from 2007. If you're really into heavy metal rock music, if you're really into hard rock music, or just rock and roll in general, I would strongly recommend taking a listen to these guys. This is a good album to start off with, their first one. Or really any of the first 6 albums I would recommend starting off with. Any one of the first 6 albums are really good. Their second album, War is the Answer. Sorry, I don't have like the actual booklet for this. When I bought this, for some reason, if I can remember correctly, there was no actual booklet that came with it for some reason. But instead it came with a poster for the album. It looks like on the side here. Song listing. Oh, this is what it looks like on the side of the first album. Dying Breed, Hard to See, Bulletproof, No One Gets Left Behind. That's a good one. Crossing Over, Burn It Down, Far From Home, Falling in Hate, My Own Hell, Walk Away, Canto. That one there, if I'm remembering correctly, that's actually an instrumental, which is kind of cool to hear these guys do an instrumental. It's pretty cool. Bad Company. That's a cover originally done by the band Bad Company, which is like a title song from that band. I'm not big into that song. That's kind of only the only song on here I'm not crazy about. But it's all right. It's all right. War's the Answer title track. Yeah, this is a very good album in a way. Even though I'm not crazy about Bad Company, I almost, in a way, I kind of like this album more than the first one. In a way, I think it's a better one. In a way, and one of the songs, I think it's on which one? I forget which one it is. I'm Moody. The vocalist, he says something like, I'll hit you so hard you'll feel like you kissed a freight train." It's like, holy crud! It's like, okay, this guy is pretty mad. Okay. This one here is the explicit version. Now, this one right here, I really like this one. Five Finger Death Punch, American Capitalist. Oh, by the way, War is the Answer. That's from 2009, by the way. Their second album. This one is their third album from 2011. American Capitalist, Under and Over It, The Pride, Coming Down, Menace, Generation Dead, Back for More, Remember Everything, Wicked Ways, If I Fall, 100 Ways to Hate. 100 Ways to Hate. It's heavy, but at the same time, it's got some funny moments. It's basically like he apparently he feels like he basically hates some girl that, like, I guess he had a relationship with, I guess, and it's kind of funny. Like, he says, like, he hates when she has her nails in her hair and stuff or something at time at one point. And at one point it's like he like burps and he goes like it's funny. It's just kind of funny, but at the same time, it's like, holy crud! It's very fast and heavy, and it's kind of, I don't know if I'd say it's like a Slayer vibe, but it's almost like, think of like, if you ever heard Bad Vibrations, the album by the album Bad Vibrations by A Day to Remember. This whole band, like, a lot of songs are about as heavy as a lot of the songs on that album. They're a slight less heavy, which I kind of prefer, just because that one is just so brutal. It's just like, oh my gosh, at least to me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. And yeah, the cover. I prefer the blonde chick over this chick. If when I'm really into blondes. I think this is a pretty cool looking cover. Now this one here is an edited version, but I don't mind that this is an edited version. I got this at Walmart. Yeah, I guess edited versions, they can be all right. Like, in my opinion, a lot of edited versions of CDs. But then there's some where it's kind of like they edit out too much, and it's just like it kind of ruins the music. But with Five Finger Death Punch, a lot of their albums that I got that are edited versions, I don't mind because it just doesn't ruin it for me. It's just kind of like, I don't really always need to hear the F-bomb so much, and that's kind of why. But on some other ones, I'm kind of like, yeah, it kind of almost needs it or something. Or maybe it's not that it needs the F-bomb, but it's like there's some songs where they edit out too much. Like, if you ever heard Theory of a Dead Man, Scars and Souvenirs, they edit out a little too much in that right there, where there's like moments that are like totally silent lyrically and stuff, and it's like this is not a good version. You actually need the explicit version of that, in my opinion. I think, although if you're a little kid, you definitely, maybe you need the non-explicit version, because maybe your parents don't want you to listen to certain words, which is totally understandable. Their next album is The Wrong Side of Heaven, Righteous Side of Hell, Volume 1. Starts off Lift Me Up featuring Rob Halford of the legendary Judas Priest, the legendary Rob Halford of Judas Priest, who has been around as a band since I believe 1969, and they've been releasing albums since 1974, and they have an album called, I think it's called Firepower, if I'm remembering correctly, in 2018. So they're still going, and I've heard some songs off that, and they still sound great. They, Rob Halford's aged pretty well when he's bald, but he can pull off a bald look pretty well, I think. Um, and I know that Ivan Moody, it was like a dream for him or whatever to work with Rob Halford of Judas Priest, as he's a big fan of him and stuff. I think right there, that's a duet. That is a great duet there. Watch You Bleed, that's a good one. You, Wrong Side of Heaven, that's a ballad. That one's that one's a good song. Um, I prefer. I personally believe that God is a he, not a she. So I don't really like that he said calls God a she, but he personally feels that way for a certain reason. I think he's misled. In my personal opinion, no offense to him or nothing. I like Ivan Moody. I think he's pretty cool. I just feel that God is a he personally because I'm a born again Christian. And it says in the Bible that describes Jesus as a man, and it says Jesus is a man, and God the Father is a man, in my personal belief. Then there's Burn MF. This one here, the edited version, I don't mind. Burn Mother Effer. It kind of mutes it a little bit. I don't mind that at all. Great song. I Am Sin. I'm a little unsure exactly what that's supposed to be about. I have an idea, but I'm not sure. Anywhere But Here featuring Maria Brink. That is great. Maria Brink, she's a very good singer as well. Ivan Moody, he is a very good singer and screamer. He's very gifted, I think. Dot Your Eyes. I love that song. Hi, Coco's like, dot your eyes and cross your freaking teeth. Bring it. There ain't nothing in this world for me. There's not a man I believe. Not a man I believe. Dot your eyes and cross your freaking teeth. It's a great song. I don't really care to say the F bomb. MINE or Mine ends this way. Mama Said Knock You Out featuring Tech Nine, the rapper. Um, this is pretty much the first time I ever heard Tech Nine. He is a great rapper, I'll be honest, and he is great on this song. This is actually a cover of an LL Cool J song. I found out. I had no idea this was a cover. I thought this was an original at first, but I got to be honest. I personally prefer this one over the original. It just sounds heavier, faster. I think Tech Nine is just great on this, and Ivan Moody just does a great job on this. It's shorter, but I think it's better shorter because I don't know the other version. I'm just not too into. Uh, then Dire of a Dead Man. Then they have on this one. There's a bonus version of I Am Sin featuring Max Cavalera. Then Anywhere But Here duet with Maria Brink. For some reason, there's two versions of it. I think one has like more of her on it and one doesn't. I can't remember. And Dot Your Eyes featuring Jamie Josta of Hatebreed. This is the back cover. I believe Jeremy Spencer. He's out of the band now. I think I can't remember if he had back problems or something, but I think he's out of the band now. If I'm remembering correctly. Let me see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jeremy Spencer is out of the band now. He had actually become a cop for a little while. Nowadays, I think he's a male stripper now or something. I think I heard. I may have heard wrong, but that's kind of strange to me. And that was released in 2013. Then this one here is an unedited version. Here, parental advisory right there. You see, Wrong Side of Heaven, Righteous Side of Hell, Volume 2. This is another good album. Ivan Moody actually feels that this is actually the better batch of songs. They're both released in 2013. They're released in like a number of months of one another. it's kind of like the idea of it being a double album. You might say it's kind of almost like when Metallica did Load and then they did Reload within about a little over a year of one another, and the covers look very similar. And it's kind of like how these match, those sort of match, although the covers are very different on that. Here to Die, Wait Beneath My Sin, Wrecking Ball. You hearing that, you might think, is that a Miley Cyrus cover song? No, it's not. It's an original song. It just has the same title. And yeah, Miley Cyrus has Wrecking Ball, and he has Wrecking Ball. I think I prefer this one because it's heavy metal, hard rock, better in my opinion. Battleborn, Cradle to the Grave, Matter of Time, The Agony of Regret, Cold, Let This Go, My Heart Wide, A Day in the Life, House of the Rising Sun. Yeah, it's a good album. I think I prefer Volume 1 over this, but I prefer this cover just because I just like the color blue over like red and orange and stuff. And this one here, Got Your Six, released in 2015. This has got a lot of great songs. Got Your Six, great song. I like how it starts out. It's like, whole weight on my shoulders. I'm just trying to live my mother effing life. Cool. But there's a demon inside. Oh, yo, yo. There's a demon inside. Oh, yo, yo. Oh, wait, no, that's Jekyll and Hyde. Just like Jekyll and Hyde. Got Your Six. That one there, that's about, you might think, what is that about? It actually has to do, it's actually a military term. They do a lot of great things for the military, these guys. They they really, I think they really support the military a lot, which I think is great. So they're very like proud Americans, I think, in this band, which I think is kind of cool. Um, got your six, yeah. That means like got your back. Basically, like in the military, I might be wrong on this, but if I can remember correctly, I remember hearing I think it was Ivan Moody in a video or one of the guys from Five Finger Death Punch in a video explaining what that meant. And it's like one guy is like at like what they would call 6 o'clock or something, and then like maybe like 6 feet away or something, or maybe one's at like 12 o'clock, and then the other one's at like 6 o'clock in terms of like around like a circle, like a clock is a circle, whatever, or something to do with that. And like if you're at 6 o'clock, it's like you've got the person's back at 12 o'clock, I think is what it is. I was never in the military. I'm not an expert on this. Then there's Wash It All Away, Ain't My Last Dance, My Nemesis, No Sun Movement, Question Everything, Hell to Pay, Digging My Own Grave, Meet My Maker, Boots and Blood. This is just a solid album. Yep, released in 2015. Cover looks kind of cool. Inside cover is basically kind of like inside the disc there. Kind of violent, but at the same time it's a cartoon. This one here, Injustice for None, 2018. This is personally my least favorite album. No offense to Five Finger Death Punch, there just feels like be a lot of ballads on this, and like Fake is a great one though. Top of the World, if I can remember, is a good one. Champagne, I like. That's a ballad that I like. Blue on Black, I'm not really crazy about that version of that song, really, or just I don't know. I'm not crazy about that song in general. My dad, may he rest in peace. He loved that song, and him and my uncle would jam out to that song at my uncle's house. They really liked that song. So I'm sure my uncle probably likes this version if he's heard it. That version right there is originally done by, I believe, Kenny Wayne Shepherd back around 1997. It's actually technically a blues song, I think. But these guys took it and turned it into like a heavy metal hard rock song. Fire in the Hole, then I Refuse, It Doesn't Matter, When the Seasons Change, Stuck in My Ways. And Rock Bottom is a really good one. Gone Away, if I can remember correctly, that one's actually a cover of a song by, I'm trying to remember what band. I can't remember the name of the band exactly, but I think the song was really done around It might have been 2007, but I might be wrong. Then there's Bloody, and then Will the Sun Ever Rise. There's another version of this album. I'm not really crazy about. It looks like it's supposed to be the president on the cover. I'm not really crazy about the fact that they. Okay, I know it's kind of silly. I look like I was picking my nose. It was kind of more on the outside. Sorry about that. Um, yeah. Um, I don't pick my nose with my bare finger. Um, and I must think I did just then, sort of. But I usually use a tissue. Moving on. Yeah, this right here, this reminds me of American Capitalist for some reason in terms of just like the cover seems kind of like just American in a way. Injustice for None, if that title sounds familiar, I think they got the idea of that title definitely from Metallica and Justice for All, which is a favorite among a lot of people and top three from a lot of people. If you want to know where I rank that one, you can go on my YouTube channel and look for my Metallica ranking on that one. Um, yeah, I'm not crazy about the fact that it definitely looks like it's depicting the president, but I think it looks kind of cool the way they did it. I don't think the president would nuke us or nothing. I don't think so, personally. And Five Finger Death Punch, I've actually seen them live recently. First, like, real, true concert I went to. I've seen Saliva live, but like that was actually the first real concert I went to. But like the thing is, the venue was so small they couldn't fit like all their equipment in, so they had to improvise, and they got a couple of acoustic guitars, and yeah, it wasn't that great, really. It wasn't what I was hoping for. They couldn't fit their drums in. They couldn't have their bass guitar and both electric guitars or whatever, and somebody possibly disc scratching or whatever. My neck just ached a little bit just then. So Five Finger Death Punch, that was really more of a real first true concert experience for me. They sound pretty good live, I will say, definitely. Slipknot sounds pretty good live, I guess you can say as well. I'm not as big a Slipknot fan, but they sound pretty good live, like them guys. A little bit more about Five Finger Death Punch. A lot of their albums sound about the same, so it almost doesn't matter what album you start off with, unless it's like I just wouldn't recommend starting off with the 2018 album Injustice for None. I just don't think it's their best album, or even one of their best. I just personally would rank that at the lowest, in my personal opinion. Somebody else, it might be their favorite one. I don't know. You never know. Saint Anger would be my least favorite Metallica album, but who knows? There might actually be somebody who that one might be their favorite. You never know. I mean, if so, I think I'd like to know why. I don't quite get it. I guess they somehow the snare drum. I don't know. To me, the snare drum is just too much. And that Slipknot, they do a better job with the snare drum, though. That's in my opinion. That's the way you use the snare drum right there. When it comes to like the lyrics, there's a lot of f bombs and stuff, and like just a lot of swearing and cursing, which I'm not crazy about. I'd rather in like their subjects. I guess they're not very complex. They're kind of simple. A lot of them. There's a few here and there, like the bleeding. It's kind of about like domestic abuse and stuff. Off their first album, and the Way of the Fists. I can't really remember what exactly that's about. There's some songs like I mean, there's some other songs that are a little deeper, but a lot of them don't really get that deep. I think I've heard like people. I think like a lot of people like feel like I think that they do like a lot of covers, and they kind of do quite a few covers. I think, but I think they're a good band. But I know they're releasing another album supposedly in February of 2020. I don't know what it's going to be called, but I'll definitely want to take a look at it. I don't know. I'll definitely want to take a listen to it online first, I think, with that one, because I wasn't impressed with their last one um, too much. I, Even though they formed in '05, I kind of consider them not like officially having started until '07 because like that's when they had their first album. That's kind of how I consider like an anniversary. Like I consider the 10th anniversary in '07, for example, because that was like their first album, like with Anthrax, '84 for me because well that was their first album, Fistful of Metal. Metallica, it's like yeah, Metallica, Anthrax, and Slayer, they're all started in '81. But the thing is like they had their albums like in '83 for Metallica and Slayer, and Anthrax had their first album in '84, and then so I kind of consider their 30th anniversary for Metallica and Slayer to be in 2013. To me, it's just more official. It's like yeah, their 30th anniversary was in 2011. Beavis and Butthead did something. If you look up like maybe like Metallica Beavis and Butthead 30th anniversary or something, you might be able to find it, and it's kind of a cool video. They say happy anniversary Metallica, and it's kind of cool. Um, so it's like and, with Linkin Park, for example, if you saw my last video I did, yeah, like they actually started in '97, but I kind of consider them their 20 years really being in 2020 because their first album was 2000. That's kind of how I look at it. But yeah, and Slipknot, they started in I believe it was '95, but I kind of consider them starting in '99, like officially because that was their first album. That's kind of I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe other people just like to look at when they formed. Um, Basically, like if you not looking for really complex lyrics really that much, and you just want something to rock out to, maybe like help yourself wake up in the morning a little bit when you're driving, and you kind of like singing in like brutal screaming and like almost growling a little bit. Maybe like you don't mind it. Maybe you're up for it. Maybe it helps you wake up and stay awake. Something. I don't drink coffee. if, Believe it or not, all I usually drink is water and soda, and that's it. Water and like soda. I know that's way off topic. Uh, yeah, I'd like to see them Five Finger Death Punch kind of be a little more complex. I think. See what their next album is. It'd be interesting to see what they do for their eighth album. Um, yeah, I guess I should just end it right here. I don't really know what else to say. Wait, let me see if I can do like a quick ranking. I'll definitely put this one in seventh place. I don't really know where to rank them. Just they're all kind of even, I guess. For me, everything else is pretty much above their latest one. I guess I put American Capitalist as my favorite because I just really like that one. I guess I'll just end it right here. Tell me what you think of Five Finger Death Punch and how you'd rank the albums, whatever. See you.